Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the stream. We are back with more Mahjong as normal. There is a thunderstorm going on outside, so if I randomly disappear, that's probably why. But we'll attempt to not do that in any given situation. Usually I prefer not disappearing, but, you know, to each their own. And for once, we don't actually have to sit here and wait. Hello, Kaiser, how are you? There we go. All right, what do we got here? This is a incredibly reasonable hand. Like, ideal is what? Pin food or two, something like that. We'll see. Wait, how'd you get the storm before me? Maybe it's just a different storm. I don't know. That's a good draw, though. All right. If we draw the east wind, we're still pretty happy with that overall. Yeah, like probably just a different branch of the same storm or something. Hard to say. See, now this is an interesting situation because we could open this hand for Sanshoku. I think I probably would if I get the opportunity to. It requires like exactly a 3, but you know, it's fine. Ooh, it actually widens it quite a bit though. See, I think I just drop this. No, with Dora 2, we probably want to just try to play for efficiency here. So I think this is the better choice as opposed to hard committing to the Sanshoku here. Could backfire, but we'll see. Not really a backfire, but you know. So yeah, last I heard, all the wind around here was coming down from the northwest. So, I don't know. Okay, that's good. So we're not going to be on a great wait by the look of it. There's still outs to doing it, but then you get things like this. A reach that's not easy to play around. That's Shompai? Yeah, I'm feeling a little bit safe right now for some reason. Not sure why. Plus, discarding that 4 doesn't entirely wreck my hand or anything. It's not great for it, but, you know. There's still outs. Now the 2's safe too. Yeah, there's plenty of ways we could end up on other hands here. This could actually end up on Itsu, potentially. Interesting. Okay. So depending on what we draw, we could Riichi, but more than likely we're just going to go 2-2 here. This is probably a Tanyao of some kind. It's not likely to be a flush, so I'm not too worried about discarding the other 2 here. Now we have the 9. Good. So that means this 2-pin or 3-pin can come out here, depending on what's better. I don't even need to make that decision yet. 3-pin is safe against every player. I probably should try to call into Tenpai here if I can. Oh, wow. So once cut east. That's a really good hand. Okay. And 9-pin was the other side of it. Interesting. Alright, pretty strong follow-up here, though. Okay, so 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku is what we're looking for. So that means that this 8 can be discarded pretty much at any given time. But I'm going to play a little bit more for efficiency here. This is just a very strong hand, so we'll go with that. I probably would, well, I wouldn't cheat. I was thinking about cheating a 7 if it comes out, but I don't think we're quite there yet. We do want to discard the 9-8 though, more than likely. And that seems like as good of a time as any. That 6 does help a couple things, and Isadora, so could make this hand even stronger very, very quickly. And not finding what I need though. So player on our right here, probably not on a flush or anything. I'm gonna Sakigiri this here. It deals in already. Okay, I didn't expect that. Surprised I didn't Riichi that hand. Okay. So much for Sakigiri. It doesn't really work when Sakigiri deals in. Really though. Like, I'm just really surprised I didn't reach that hand though. Pretty sure it's just a textbook Riichi. I've got a pair of the north with one of them cut already. Yeah, Sakihoju would be what it's called, right? Interesting. Do we ever end up on like a Pinzu Honisu here? I think there's routes to it. It's not easy. Maybe we just end up on Chitoi or Toi Toi. Probably would pawn just about anything here. The hard part is going to be, do we pawn or do we keep the 6, 7, 8? If 8-pin comes out next, that decision's easier. If like white dragon comes out, I'm not sure. Okay, fine. We'll go big. Slightly bad order. I should discard the 7 first. Hopefully it doesn't bite us. And this 2 I like better than holding on to that. Alright, now we look terrifying. And we should be, because we have a monk gun, right? Monk guns are terrifying. If we draw the Akka 5 so, I'd probably switch around for it. But not a regular 5 soul. Oh, come on. What is it with these damas right now? Good lord. That's definitely a Riichi. Ugh, okay. I mean, maybe they're trying to find a better weight or something, but... Okay, this is going to be one of those games, apparently. Here we're starting off with 4 pairs, though. Yeah, it happens. This hand I want to be Tanyao, for sure. Unless it's Shitoi, of course, then I don't mind either way. A little bit inconsistent, but I'm going to hold this for now. The 2 just doesn't do very much when I have a 5 in my hand as well. All that to say, basically I should have held the white dragon before and discarded the 2 over it, probably. The weird thing about this hand is that the Dora tiles are not part of a set of any kind. Sorry, I thought I heard a cat meow. No, it might be a dog. Okay. We don't care as much about those. Yeah. We'll take the greedier line. Try to get all the Dora here. This is the reason I hate Shitoi, right? You just have all the pairs in your discards and none in your hand. If I draw a 3-pin, I'll probably reach waiting on the 9. Absolutely, Kaiser. Well, this is Kabe. Okay. At least a player finally reached a hand that makes sense to Riichi. Actually does it. Yeah, probably. Alright, so these came back. With a friend. We need to maximize value out of this hand, though, so I don't really want to just, like, sit here and open for some random thing. If I draw, like, the Akka 5-so or something, then yeah, I'm going to open as quickly as I possibly can. But I'm going to try to keep this one Menzen. Okay, shapes are basically locked in. Having an overlapping Ramen like this isn't ideal. Okay, so that's door 2. We can probably pawn at this point. I don't think I'd chi. I think either pawn is fine, probably. Well, that's the 3rd one of those, though, so I guess I have to take it. The shape just gets so hard to complete otherwise. I want to, but no. Why did I want to? I think it takes from 39 to 52, guaranteed. Is that enough? Is that a big enough reason? I don't know. That's a tough situation. I don't know why my gut is saying to con that like this. It's 3 of the 6s. Okay. I mean, we have to take it. There's not really a choice left. If we sumo, we get enough food for it to go up, which would be nice. I don't see 4-7-so coming out anytime soon from either of these 2 players. The dead wall, is that what does it? Could be.
Oh.
Oh, wow. That's one way we could get back into this game. Wait, did they just disconnect? They did. Okay, we might not get fourth. Come on, it's just double wrong. The second one is 2,000 points. Ooh, double south pair. Nice. Really need a 7 mon to make this hand, though. All right, then. If we're taking requests, I've got a couple more I can throw on there. Whew. That's fantastic. Now we have door 3 south. Double south, rather. Jesus, what are these draws? Yeah, like it was definitely a rage DC, right? Like there's no question there in my mind. It's not, but you just see the double wrong and you probably close the window. They might have thrown their phone across the room or something. It's a real hazard. I've seen it happen. That is slightly better. Hey, Doo-Doo. How's it going? I would love to hit Tempai here, though. Sounds like an interesting conversation there. Oh, yeah.
Boom.
There we go. Now we're Mangan Tempai.
Each.
And now we do it right after the 4 and the 7 came out. Hopefully this player discards one. No. Guess we're dealing in then. Not yet. Okay. We have to fight this. There's no other option. Yeah. Maybe we will end up fourth after all. We need something big here. God, it's always so sad if you get fourth in a game with a disconnected player, but there's only so much you can do. As dealer, all we need to do is keep winning, though. Easy, right? Yeah, like they were ahead when they disconnected, right? So it's not like I'm lost points in comparison to them, which I'm sure has happened to me before. I've played so much online Mahjong at this point. Good Lord, these discards. Alright, that's good at least. I think that's better. This way I can hold a safe tile against the player to my left here. Unless this is another Saki Hoju, is that what we called it? Okay, there we go. Yeah.
Riichi.
It's fine. A little bit unfortunate to give away that I have some kind of shape near the 1 pin, but I can't not Riichi this. It doesn't make sense just to wait on the last 9 cell. Even if that would be the best CG trap ever. I have done something like that before, but I expect these players are going to fold against me.
But
apparently expectations are meant to be subverted. Ooh, well, that could beat someone at least. Nope, we'll take Ryukyu. That's fine. Oh, wow. We must have drawn that 5 at exactly the right time. Alright, wow, this is a good hand. Shanten. Dora 3. Okay. We need some help still, but we've got options. Not going to be a great weight either way, but, you know. I'm wondering if I draw the Akka 5-mon, if it could possibly be right to cut the Dora. Yeah, that's the hope by Kaiser, but hands like this, they're always so hard to improve too. So you don't really have many tiles you can draw. Like there's a couple upgrades, a few Tenpai tiles, but overall they're not really in great shape a lot of times. At least this hand isn't. That's 2 of the 3's gone. It's lucky, but I think it's always a bad omen. Okay, so here we discard 2/2, I believe. Because the 3 is so bad, and now the 6s start coming out too. If we draw the 7 cell, that'd be ideal, because then we can just Dama Pinfood over 4. That actually widens the weight too. If we draw another Akka, this could be a Dama and Pinfood over 5. But yeah, note how 12 draws later we're still Shanten. Not ideal. Sorry, that was the 13 draws. Now we're on 14. God, I have to like call in the Tenpai. God. I always hate hands like that. It's the most frustrating. Here's another pretty good hand though. We have to make up 12,000 points now though. The good news is if we Riichi, this player's the one that's most likely to deal in because they're not defending, right? Yeah, absolutely. So the winds in this hand are in kind of a weird spot. Let's try and convert around them. So ideally, we end up on like Pinfu Tanya Dora here. Seems reasonable. Yeah, I'm okay with that. We'll cut this here. It'll take a little bit longer, but I think it's worth it for the value. Keep this 2 because drawing a 4 is a lot better. Draw 4, we discard probably 6 pin. God, I'd love to draw like any Manzu though. Okay, that's fine.
Each.
So like there's an argument here to just folding, right? I'll play a little bit risky. Because the problem is if we fold and then this player doesn't deal in, that's a big problem. Oh, come on. Thought that was going to be it. Like if this is a sumo or something, it's a big problem for us. Not the most efficient, but it's a safer route here.
Riichi.
I think 2 players against this person is better. No.
Gee.
This is a weird line, but I think this is fine so far. And that's Tenpai. I don't like this 3-pin, but I think it's the play. Because I can't not be Tenpai here either. Okay. That's a pretty reasonable outcome. Gained 4,000 points on the disconnected player. And there's even a few points out there to win with a couple Riichi sticks. Now we're Mangan down. This hand could be Honitsu. No, not really anymore. So best draw, of course, is 4-pin here.
Home.
Like, I'm fine with the dealer going on a run as long as they're not sumoing and putting me closer to death. And I can't be dealing in, of course. Interesting.
Home.
Like, they're obviously trying to catch up. I get it. It's just still a very aggressive line. This isn't ideal. Okay. I was worried that 6-pin was going to deal in. It was not very safe. God, that's the third 3, though. Okay. What is with all these long pauses?
Chi.
East is probably fine.
Long.
Okay. Our plan is working so far. We lose the Riichi sticks in the center, but, you know, couldn't exactly push in too easily. Not with a hand like that, anyway. Through no fault of our own, though, we are catching up. That's good news. Just 2-pin here, I guess. Like the 5, 6, 8, 9 is never a good thing. That actually helps it a bit. We drop this here. Yeah, completely redundant. Need to find a pair and like an 8-pin to be able to get Pinfu. But Riichi Pinfu isn't really enough either.
Riichi.
Well, at least we held the 6 for a turn. That could become our pair. The 5 passes, so the 8 is probably fine. That's probably our discard here. So with the Riichi on the board, Riichi Pinfu is like effectively 3,600 points, which is still not technically enough. But even so, this isn't an efficient play, but I think that's fine. It was a little bit safer to discard the 3 than really any other option I had that didn't destroy my hand. I don't like this. With 2 of the 8s out, the 9 isn't likely to complete. Now I want this 3 back, of course. God, I have to discard the Tumon, and the Tumon just looks so bad. Okay, we don't have to discard that anymore. We just have to choose between the 4 and the 7.
Riichi.
Because we're never not reaching this.
Dong.
Of course. At least it's the cheaper side, but it doesn't really matter. Ugh, okay. No, 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 Tomas. Not in the slightest. But that's all right. It's just one game. As long as we don't have like an entire stream like this, we should be fine. And we've never had anything like that. Absolutely, Jotai. Jotai? Yeah, there we go. I think I have that right. I'm sure my accent is terrible, but you know. That's what I get for being American. I mean, Mordecai, we could just erase the record and pretend like it didn't happen.
Boom.
Oops. That was a misclick. I thought I was going to be able to click the 4 for some reason. Glad it wasn't something worse, like the 1s here, or the tunes here or something. I don't think this is tilt, but it could be tilt. Oh, wow. If this is tilt, then I need to tilt more often. If we draw the 1, we could end up with a Chanta on top of this. What's this discard, though? Apparently the 147 Tsuchi must die. Really just Pinzu must die, I guess.
Come.
Ooh. That's a lot of Dora. Honitsu Chundora 4, maybe Chanta for Baimon. What is this discard pond? I'm surprised this player's still discarding Monzu. They're very brave. Come on. A little bit of respect here. Hey Fido, how are you? Okay. What are the odds I'm going to discard something other than Pinzu this game? What do you guys think? Honors count. Of course that's my pair. Okay. So now any Monzu puts us in Tenpai. Right? Right. any Monzu puts us in Tempai. I guess maybe seen Turkey, like with the Chun out, you know, it's a bit more open. Okay, that's Tempai. Now we discard a 3. We're waiting on 4-7. And a bunch of them have been discarded. But it's a Hanuman.
Dong.
It is going to be that kind of night. Okay. Yep. If Mahjong doesn't have demons, I definitely do at this point. Okay. Decent draws at least. It's gotta take it one hand at a time. Yeah, that's true, seen Turkey. How many tiles was that? So I had 13 in my hand and like another 14 in my discard or something. Something like that. So 27 with a little better than a 1 in 3 chance. Or sorry, 1 in 4 chance to draw one. So what is the math on that? So that's 3/4. So 3/4 to the power of 27. Yeah, that's a very small number, to say the least. 4.23 times 10 to the negative 4th. So 0.004% chance, if I did the conversion right.
Home.
It'd be like slightly higher if you just said any one particular suit, but okay, now we're on Ramen Tempai, and we don't win. Okay. Not as good of a hand here. Oh, definitely not any Yakuman. Like, the odds there weren't actually that bad, especially when you look at the frequency of some of the Yakuman. We did not deal in Mordecai, that is true. But we are like 8,000 points behind everybody else. We got some work to do. It's right. It's all for the cinema. There we go. All right. So this hand has really just reached pinfill
Riichi.
in the most ideal case, and now we're fighting against someone who looks like they have upper pinzo. I don't know, St. Turkey, even with that, like, hold on, let me look up Yakuman odds real quick. So 1 in 734 wins in total for Yakuman. So the most likely is on par with this number. Like, it's actually like dead even. It's kind of impressive. My calculation, it was an estimate, it's not exactly right, was 4.23 times 10 to the negative fourth power. The frequency of, sorry, one moment. This isn't great. Okay. The frequency of the most common Yakuman, Suanko, is 4.1 times 10 to the negative fourth. So a difference of 0.1 times 10 to the negative fourth. Also, not any one specific Yakuman. I don't know. That sounds like a cop-out to me. Oh, the best one I've seen, there's coverage of it on YouTube somewhere, but there's a player who got a 13-sided weight in the M-League televised game. So it's got the commentators and everything. And the commentators are going absolutely nuts because she gets the 13-sided weight and decides to Riichi with it, which I don't know why you would do that, honestly, in a competitive game. It might actually just be for the viewership. But they were just going absolutely nuts. Yeah. Ooh, con. Yeah. Not a great con. Like, we're still opening if we can here. I'm pretty sure it was M-League, yeah. I can't pull that yet. Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I actually made a emote on my channel when I found that. Ooh, that's a great draw. Let's do that here. If we can reach this end, we absolutely will. That makes this end much better. Oh, wow.
Riichi.
That's a great reach. That's a fantastic weight. There it is. Yeah, Kaiser, I'll DM this to you. Actually, I'll just put it in stream and video discussion on my YouTube. Now everyone has it if they want to see it. I can't tell which league it is. I don't know enough Japanese, unfortunately. I don't know the exact translation for hell weight, honestly. Most commonly, it refers to a tonki weight. So if you just have one of the tiles, you need to pair it with exactly the last tile of the other one. But in theory, you can have a hell weight shabo, like if 3 of the tiles are gone and just waiting on one of the last ones. But yeah, jigoku is the Japanese term for it. God, if I don't win this hand, this game is just against me right now. Okay, there it is.
Dom.
Like, the south was definitely more likely. A Shonpai red is not great, but we'll take it. Oh, very much so. It's just unfortunate when one of them hasn't been cut. We can start with this at least. What direction does this hand go? Like, I want it to be Honitsu. But that feels silly to force here. Okay, so it could be Chitoi. That is the fourth pair. Should probably be discarding the 1 pin. And I think 7 mon is probably fine too. This way we keep like the slim out to Sanshoku. 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku. Yeah, I think it is, Esper. Like, that's just gut feeling. I don't have any stats to back that up or anything. But I'm pretty sure it's correct. At least against high-level players. Lower-level players are more likely to discard a Shompai Honor into a Riichi. Okay. So we commit to the... Yeah, I think we commit to the Iso as our pair here. Plan is to discard the 5 pin. Probably should have just went ahead and discarded the 5 pin first. At what point do we need to start worrying about the dealer, though? Yeah, like hell weights are just kind of dubious at best, honestly. Okay, that changes things a little bit because that's Ryamen over here. So now we commit to the 5 pin being our pair. We hold that for... No, there's no reason to hold that. Never mind. I have intentionally taken hell weights before, but typically it is not a play I would recommend. Do not make it your default to do that. When you reach, your goal should be to sumo, not to trick someone into dealing in, generally speaking.
Sumo.
Okay, yeah, Nudoro was unsafe there. They had the Sanshoku too. Ugh. Okay, this is a pretty good starting point. I think we start with 5 pin here. Feels weird, but this Tuso keeps around the 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku chance. So if we draw like 3 so, we discard 1 pin with the plan to make the 6s our pair. That kind of falls apart here, though. It's a very interesting shape. 3, 3, 4, 5, 1, 1, 2, 3, 6, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so that makes that a bit more normal. More than likely, we're discarding the 1 pin to Riichi. Unless this gets pawned.
Chi.
She's fine. Okay. Discard 1 pin and declare Riichi. Just like we drew it up. Either side of this we get, it's a +1. So Riichi pin Fudora or Riichi pin Fu Ipeko.
Sumo.
And sumo. Alright then. Good chi. Appreciate it. And we get the Ura. Nice. Okay, we're back. We are completely in this. And we were never once for a second even out of it. Oh wow, that's a lot of pairs. Like, I want to pawn this for some reason. But I don't think it's right to. It's not Nippatsu kill. They just gave me my winning tile. I will say, if I can Dama Chitoi on the dragon, I'll do it with this hand for sure. But I think I am committing to the Chitoi. Oh, we have a Dama Mangan. Let's see if we can find it. See, the thing is I'm just making it look like Honitsu, so someone might want to discard the green dragon before it gets scary, right? It's totally a thing, but now it doesn't look like it anymore. Now they're just concerned.
Riichi.
And now we have to fight and deal in. Oh no, we'll just win. That's fine. I'm okay with just winning. Alright then, this is door 3 with all of the door being part of a set. That's awesome that there's a character for that, Randy. Yeah, I could have oikake'd and just destroyed them, but I don't think it's the right play. Even though it'd be hilarious. Oh yeah, Andy, absolutely. Yeah, I've been streaming about once a week here. I'm gonna miss a couple coming up for travel for tournaments. So I'll be here next week, but the week after I'll miss. And then week on, week off. And then I should be back to normal.
Boom.
Oh, don't say things like that, Esper. I guess this might be Chitoy again. Wild.
Boom.
I'm too greedy. Like, there's no way this is right. But it's making him think. No, it's not an insult. I'm just concerned about the implication. If you're jinxing me or not. So this doesn't have to be Toy Toy. This could still just be a regular hand, but I need the east in that case. I'll pull in anything I can see here for sure. And it looks like everyone's a little bit terrified of me. Okay, that makes this a regular hand. So we discard this first.
Chi.
Well, Dudu, if you like the stream, remember to tap the like button or whatever the equivalent is on whatever platform you're watching on right now. And if you really, really want to, you can subscribe as well. We have been avoiding the shilling, haven't we? All right, we are on a Hanuman chance. Unfortunately chose the wrong weight, I guess, even though it's just definitely right to take the round min. And we have the player closest to us in second. Okay, this is turning into a stomp very quickly. And another pair of Eastwind. Okay. Sure.
Boom.
Yeah, the thing is, Esper, when you're dropping Toy Toy for a Hanuman, I think it's worth it. So Saken, I'm actually streaming a couple different ways. If you look on the channel, there is actually a horizontal one as well, if you prefer watching that. But I've pretty much just put it in the vertical format, so people that are just scrolling through shorts and are subscribed to me will see it, and then come over to the regular one. So, you know. I prefer the or the horizontal one anyway. It's just easier to see what's going on. Shilling is good luck. God, that could be the case. Back when I was shilling more often, I, just kept winning, right? Ah, yes. Need to make my life hard to go for the Baimon. Good call. I'll try that next time. No, I've made that mistake so many times. Like, the number of times where I have, like, a Ryanman Mangan versus a Toy Toy Hanemon or something, I choose Toy Toy way too often. Like, you should almost never choose Toy Toy at that point. This is awkward. Is there any way I can discard 7-pin here? Yeah, vertical stream is rough. It doesn't help that my head is like the size of the Mahjong board, but it was like the only way that it really worked out. Well, that's unfortunate. Oh wow, and it didn't even deal in. Is that Shompai? No, not completely. So 2-pin seems reasonable here with all the blockers we have. 6-pin is Nakasuji against this player, but that doesn't matter because they just got trounced. Make it a Hanuman. Oh, okay. If it was a Hanuman, it would just ended the game on the spot, but we'll just put them in a fight for their life, I guess. By we, I mean they put them in a fight for their life. Like, at this point, I can just play defense the rest of the game, right? But where's the fun in that? See, if you're a fan of Sakurai Shuichi, he was a big fan of giving his opponents a sporting chance. It was actually something he wrote about. I'm not a fan of Sakurai Shuichi, but I find his teachings hilarious. Sakurai, if you're watching this, I'm sorry, but you're an idiot. And, like, don't get me wrong, he's a very good Mahjong player and everything, but to claim that you're undefeated in the game of Mahjong, like, what the hell is that, right? Like, it's all too much. I mean, I'm not really at the point where I have competition for first. We're not there yet. We'll see, though. The trick is to not deal in. Because, like, even if they sumo a Mangan, a dealer Mangan, no, they do. Like, it is ridiculous, some of the claims that were made. This player was, like, a Showa-era player, so, naturally before games were really recorded or anything. Like, it's pretty much what the Yakuza games are based off of, is this guy's life. Supposedly. Now, obviously, with some of those claims, I kind of question them a little bit, but I mean, I could Esper. That is a good point. It would make all last a bit of a scramble. Could be fun. I'll keep that option open. Yeah, like, either they only ever played, like, 2 games or something, or they're completely full of shit. I'll leave up to the viewer to figure out which one it would most likely be. I think we're just folding here. How do we fold, though? The one doesn't look bad.
Sumo.
Okay, and that should end it. No, not quite. Never mind. They are technically within range. They they can now sumo a dealer Mangan and win. We'll see, Esper. I think the karmic dues you're talking about are really just Mahjong. Playing Mahjong instills that penalty. Okay, we have an opportunity to go for a quick hand. Yeah, like that's really the goal, honestly. I tried to do it last night. Sashikomi. It is a very fun concept, but it's not really one I can teach very well, unfortunately. But, you know, dealing in intentionally, right? I guess I could put through some guidelines in a video. Like, it wouldn't be all exhaustive by any means, but there are options. I would need to, like, find my games where I've actually sashikomi'd. Maybe I just need to start making a log now. Like, if I'm in a situation to sashikomi, I analyze it there and use that for reference. The thing is, the concept of sashikomi goes farther than just the deal-in tile, too. And that's something that a lot of people don't even realize. Yeah, let's not be beholden to these honors. Yeah, Kami most likely needs Pinzo. That's fair. I think that's an accurate assessment. But it could just be like a Bakahon, right? I'm just getting that out of my hand so I don't have to worry about it. Of course, if I draw a 5 or something, it could be almost as bad, but I think this is fine. I think I will take that. There's no other 7s out. It seems fine. Because they'd never expect. I'm just waiting on another 7 here. That wins for me? No, they did take it. Wow. Ah, come on. We cannot catch a break here. This is just getting so ridiculous at this point. Well done, though. Like, I'm actually pretty happy with that player. They did play very well. Esper, that one's your fault. Come on. What did you say that I said something about? This is definitely a win more game. That is what you said at 7:51 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Esper. This one is 100% your fault. It was a Damamangan, yeah. On the sumo, anyway. Actually would have been on the Rollin, too. Now that I think about it. I've got the receipts, Esper. Don't try that on me. Okay, I think I'm gonna hedge towards the Honitsu here. Okay, I am fine with committing to this Honitsu now. It needs some help still, but I think it's the best chance this hand has at making value. And if we draw like the Dora, we're fine with it anyway. Ooh, well, that's good. I forgot to put in the date, though, Esper, on 7/17/2026 at 7:51 Eastern Standard Time. Just for the record, it's Esper's fault. Just kidding, Esper, I love you. Ooh, okay. okay. Not the perfect draw, but still a good draw. Our hand's in decent shape here.
地
Hey, I'm in America, Esper. We talked about this. It's not my fault. Sure. We'll take Tenpai. It's not a great Tenpai, but it is Tenpai. And really, the fault isn't even what you were saying there, right? Because it's typically, I guess it's either day, month, year, or year, month, day, depending who you're talking to. No, we won't take that. I need to get the gift before I can look it in the mouth, though, Esper.
ポン
Got him there on Sozu. It's gonna be a battle. Do we con here? Thing is, we inherently look more dangerous already. Well, I guess we're conning this one.
Come.
We absolutely con here. I don't know if I'm allowed to listen to you anymore, Esper, especially after I just called you out that bad. I could pawn the 6-mon if it comes out. I could pawn that as well.
Oh,
Sure. Doing this just because the Dora weight is nice. Like, it's sort of a better weight. It's a little bit better. Problem is it's waiting on Dora and Tumon, and the Tumon is very dead. Like, not completely. There's still technically one left somewhere, but, you know. Hey, Zorkard, how are you? See, the 3 came out first. Okay, the 2 looks so safe right now. There we go.
Dom.
All right, so. I love when I can just call out that sort of thing and then it immediately happens. I had to have exactly the last 3 in order to be able to use that too. Hey, at least it's 5,200 though. If I hadn't gotten the con, it would have only been 39. So that's an Ipeco. Not confirmed, technically, because drawing a 9 would get us a pair. And so would have keeping that east, or keeping that east. Yeah, not like your last, what tournament was it? It was Mahjong Seoul tournament last time, right? That's all right. They can't all be winners.
地
3, 4, 6 shape. That's fun. All right, so we've got a lot of outs to Tenpai here. Okay, yeah. I'm sad that I know what that stands for. Not sad, but you know. It is an anime that I've watched, and there aren't that many of those. feel like I should be dropping this 6-mon for some reason. But I feel like I need something better to pick up for it first. Yeah, I just want efficiency here. God, and the weight around the 6-7 is even just dead. So I'm just waiting on 5-mon now. Okay. I guess. Sure.
4
Okay. Oh, of course, our card. That's always how it goes. Like what this room teaches me over and over again is that Dama is broken in Jokyo. Like it is always so good. I feel like people don't fold against you unless you Riichi. Or you show like obvious dangerous tiles or something, like pawning a Dora or something. And even then, I feel like they don't full fold a lot of times. I'll keep the dream of the Honitsu alive. That is also par for the course, Dudo. Yeah. I just can't trash efficiency that badly. Like discard 6-0 or something here. Plus we have the Sanshoku chance. And the Nagashi chance, right? It's totally a thing. Alright, Honor Dora came out. So we'll go ahead and drop it while it's safe, because this is not a hand in a very good position of winning. Okay. So we keep the dream of the Nagashi alive, because I think that's really the only option we have to win points this hand. This could end up being some kind of weird Tanyao, but not super likely.
1
With the pause, I thought I got by the once cut honor. Okay. Like this Nagashi's actually looking pretty reasonable. We have 3 in hand with how many more draws? I can't do math, like 8. No, not 8. That's not right. 6. So I've got to draw like 4 honors out of the next 6 draws. Not super likely. Next 5 draws, 3 honors. I don't know. Whatever math works. And by math, I mean literally just counting. The 9 is safe here, though. So when it gets back around to me, there'll be 16 tiles left in the wall. So I have 5 draws left. Yeah, so it's looking less and less likely here. Unfortunately, it just petered out. No Nagashi.
1
Interesting chi there.
1
Sure. Like it's 100% a fold here.
2
But how do we fold? 6 pin? Yeah. I think that's the best fold tile. Yeah, 5 pins next up. Deal in. Please, deal in. Nope. Okay. Guess we're paying out a little bit. But this was a 4-pin 5 so, 4-7 so. Yeah. There were a lot of landmines out there. I don't really want this hand to be aborted. I like Tanya too much. But lucky for me, it didn't happen. And this 9 so is just bad. I probably should have discarded that over the south. Yeah, with that many points in the center, I'm going to be calling very aggressively if I can here. I'll give that a chance. The last one might come out right here. No. I mean, we could just end up reaching. If we draw 6 mon, ugh, that's not the good side though. It's probably still just worth it.
Riichi.
Waiting on a Dora Suji. So someone draws Dora, they'll discard the 6 instead. It's like sort of pretty. The problem is the weight is terrible. Oh yeah, Nagshi is a great rule to know. If you go around to like the American tournament circuit, there aren't many opportunities to play with it. But I have gotten a tournament Nagshi before. They had the optional rule on and I managed it. It was an amazing hand. The only sad part is I could have technically had enough tiles for Kokoshi by the end of it. Like I had every tile and everything. But it just didn't happen. And with the turn 5 dealer reach, it could not have happened. It was like turn 5 dealer reach, everyone folds, and by the way, I got Nagashi. It was a pretty fun time. 6 half Suji now. Ooh, Nakasuji now. That could bait someone into it. Come on, show me a 6. Bail me out of this ridiculous predicament I put myself in. Not yet. And actually showing the Akka is pretty good there. Okay, this is fine. Beautiful enough. We'll take it. 6,900 points. Doesn't get much better than that. Except for like Yakuman and stuff. And we find another Ishanten starting hand. What is this? Is this going to be another one that doesn't hit Senpai? Because if so, just spare me the misery. And I could take the Itsu side. Okay, I'm going to try. There are more Tanyao, or Tanyao and non-Tanyao. Interesting. Oh, come on. What is that draw? That is upsetting. That's like the one draw that backfires for the choice I made. But technically the upside was higher on my decision. Ugh. This is so embarrassing. Discard 3, 4, 5 pin. Just get it out of my hand. Backfire is all that I've ever heard it as in English. And I still could have saved it. I could have kept the 5-7. This is very sad. Look at those discards, though. Like, I get that this was maybe a questionable play, but I'm pretty sure it's just better. No, Esper, not that. Like, what are these discards? 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 7 with an Akka in there. don't need the 4 either. Like, it's not an Itsu force, really. It wasn't meant to be anyway. But, you know, we had the option to pair the 5, and we didn't even think to keep that around. Okay, so 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 6,
Boom.
7, 8. So it would not have been a complete set yet. Oh, I should have discarded the 6. That was a mistake. Okay. Glad I didn't get punished for it. Like, at this point, I have to call into Itsu if I get the chance to. There's 2 1s and 2 4s left. This is insane. I've almost discarded a Pinzu Itsu instead. I am... Actually, have I? No, I'm 1 pin away from a Pinzu Itsu. Yeah. Like, absolutely insane, Randy. And, like, some of it wasn't Sumogiri. It was, like, switching around the tiles in hand and just cycling them. But, yeah, it was... You don't get much unluckier than that. Okay, that's Rian Shanten, not Ishanten, right? Yeah, so it's not another Ishanten starting hand. Because our Ishanten starting hands have been terrible. Oh god, and that 5 pin's a bad discard too. I should have kept it for the 4 pin draw. Hopefully that doesn't backfire. Not that anything would ever backfire, right, chat? So could have had a Ryankan instead of this terrible Penchan. Like, this game wants me to lose. I think I win the games where I get terrible luck, and I lose the games where my luck is fine.
Boom.
It's wild. Okay, so what do we do here? I think we just discard the Penchan, yeah. The ESO is safe if I start getting worried about this player. And this also moves me towards, well, not much anymore. But it did move me towards Tanyao. Yeah, exactly, Esper. You can always go Tanyao, let's be honest. Quit lying to ourselves. I'm okay with this 1. Seems safe enough. Do I open? Like, I can always discard this 8 pin as a safe tile. It's not safe against the dealer, but it's safe against the Riichi. And they're definitely pushing. Yeah, I don't want to, like, I don't need to be aggressive here. Need to have nice measured play where we don't hard commit to things we don't need to when we're in the lead. Eight so. I don't hate the 8 so here. And that's fine. Come on, just draw another 7-mon.
Sumo.
Yeah, that's a pretty good hand. Oh, if we'd reached, we would have gotten 2 Ura if we won. No, so that's what I need to be doing more, chat. Nice measured play. Sit there, take a breath, and play normally. This is what I do at tournaments, honestly, but when I stream, for some reason, I feel like I don't do it as often. I just want to play really, really aggressively. Sequential pairs with 7 and 6. Not great. Exactly, Esper. That's what we're going for. Wait, what? No, 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 Esper. Try again. Okay. No, Esper, unfortunately I don't have a door repair. Probably not cheat toy, seen turkey. It's tough. Hmm.
Riichi.
Jeez, that's tough. Maybe it is cheat toy. This one is risky.
相撲
Okay. Also, they probably drew something near that to hit Tenpai too. Okay. Yeah, I thought my hand was good enough that it's worth going for here. Draw one more and we get the abort. I think we take it. Yeah. I don't like 9 stars, especially not when I'm in the lead. In the lead in South 3 nonetheless. I just want a quick hand to take the win and move on. Two in a row. What are the odds of that? I think 10's reasonable, Esper. But it depends on the situation. In this situation, all I need is a quick hand. Yeah, right, Seen Turkey? And the awkward ones are when someone double reaches and then an abort happens. I have seen that. Not super common, but it does happen. Is that what they call it nowadays, Esper? That is 4 pairs for cheat toy, just pointing out. If I can chi the Formon, I probably should. Or I could just draw it. This is potentially San Shokudora Tanyo. Maybe Pinfu. If it's Pinfu, it could be Peiko. That is true, Seen Turkey. I don't need this 5, though. I would love to chi a 3-pin, though. I mean, I guess 2 so's even better, but there's only one of those left now. Ipeiko Tanyadora. Sounds like a Dama if I've ever seen one. I need to remember to switch out for the 2-so if I do draw it here. Nope, not gonna draw it. This would be a 5200 Esper, if I get it.
本 ロン
I guess sumo. If you're talking sumo. No, if you're talking sumo, you're right. I just missed that it was sumo. Just so much more likely to get roamed at that point. No, Seen Turkey. They don't play Kyriage Mangan online. So it would have been a 3,900 or 2,3,900. So it actually would have been 8,500 points. One of these days we'll get online communities to go to Kyriage Mangan. For those of you that have never heard that term, Kyriage means that 4 Han 30 fu or 3 Han 60 fu are both scored as full Mangan instead of the 7,700 near Mangan that the online clients use. And I say the online clients because the vast majority of things are like following Kyriage Mangan now. No, so it was 2 Honba. So 2,3,900 with 2 Honba. At 300 each. So this 9 looks pretty safe here. I think it is the bestest card. Ideally, we can find a situation where the 6 pin is safe and maybe even push this hand. We need to push at some point. We can't just let the dealer keep winning.
Wrong.
Yeah, that one looked significantly less safe. All right, we are no longer in the lead. We could lose the first place again. That seemed to be in a very good position. But we have Dora 2 now. And you know what Dora 2 means? Dora 3? Okay. Give me a 6 Mandachi. I don't even need it? Wow. Wild. Yeah, just win. Easy. Simply win the game.
Home.
4, 5, 6 Sanshoku. I could chia 6 so potentially. It's 7,700 on a Ron. On a Sumo, the dealer pays 3,900 though. So 2,3,900.
Home.
I mean, that is the confirmed Tanya if we need it. And by if we need it, I mean it's a Mangan. I'm going for it. But we'll see. Yeah, rounding is always fun. Do we take that? I don't think we take the Ryeonman. Do this. I'm okay with that.
Riichi.
Just that kind of game, I guess. Okay, we've got to take this. We've got to fight somewhere. Absolutely, Esper. Formula's hard to use. I'll hedge a little bit safer here. This backfires on a 5 pin, but okay. Just 1,000 all at least. Yeah, it is Jotai. Like, I don't know exactly how they came up with that model, but it's kind of what it's always been. No, this doesn't have power Enchan, Randy. That is not a very common rule. Okay. Best draw here is probably 8 so. I would accept 3 so, discarding 7, 9, but that's much less ideal. What does that do? That's a Tanya switch, I guess. Potentially, anyway. See, I don't like Big Homba. I played in a tournament with it last year, but it just made pushing like a brain dead play entirely too often. 2 here. And what I mean by that, like, basically, say there's 5 Homba piled in the center, right? That's 7,500 points. Anyone who completes any hand is going to be incentivized to push, right? Because that's your limit. You take bad weights, you do any sort of Riichi you can. So at that point, everyone is just piling on, and it's just luck whoever ends up winning that giant 8,000 point swing. And whoever deals in just feels bad. I guess we take this Riichi.
Riichi.
7's better. And we gotta take the win on anyone here, even if it's not ideal. Wait, soft time limit, what do you mean? All power Enchan, yeah. No, there's also like the opposite one too. Ryan Hanshibari. If you guys aren't familiar with that one, it's when you hit 5, then it actually forces you to get 2 Yaku instead of just 1, which is wild because Pa Renchan makes the game go faster. Ryan Hanshibari makes the game go slower, right? So it's kind of a weird duality between the 2 rules. Oh yeah, no, some wild things happen in pro games because there's actually etiquette rules and that sort of thing that they have to worry about too, such that like, especially near the end of a league or tournament or that sort of thing, sometimes you're not allowed to take a win if it confirms like a bad placement for you, basically. A little more nuanced than that. But what that means is if I'm winning and I just keep winning, no one else can catch up to me without like a direct hit Yakuman or something. So they're not allowed to win. So I am just incentivized to keep winning over and over and over and over. It's kind of a wild situation when it comes up. So sometimes you'll see like South 4 just drag on and on and on. Even South 3 or South 2 sometimes, depending on the situation. Like the thing is, you're not even incentivized to force no 10, right? Like, I guess you have to dodge the infinitesimal chance that someone can force a direct hit Yakuman, but even then, you can probably just play around it once you see it. So you're actually incentivized to keep pushing. Just to make it less and less likely that people can catch up to you. So we have Dora 2 now. Dora 2 basically confirmed. Well, yes and no, because you also don't want people taking wins that don't do anything for them, right? Like, if I win 1,000-point hand to confirm 4th place, what just happened, right? Like, you could be king making. It's got all sorts of problems with it by itself. So they basically went the opposite way and forced the opposite harder, which is, you know, kind of the way Japan does things sometimes.
G.
It's probably worth it. Play a little bit aggressively here. We'll probably get the Haku still. Yeah, since this hand is enough to overtake, of course. Since this hand is enough to overtake, I think pushing pretty hard here makes sense. Like, worst case scenario, we get second. We have to deal into a Baimon from this player to change that.
Riichi.
Potentially. It depends on the situation, though, Scene Turkey.
G.
Yeah, we're pushing. Like, there's no reason not to here.
Long.
Yeah, that's fine. We'll take second. God, see, like this right here. What did this accomplish for this player? They could have moved this hand around, tried to go for like Itsu or something, discarded basically 9-7 pin to try to go for the Itsu to get at least a Mangan, so they'd have a chance of catching up to this player. But instead, all they did was confirm last place for themselves. Like, what is that? That's not the kind of play you want to encourage, especially not at the highest level. All right. Yeah, don't ever do that on Tenho. Like, there's just no reason to. At that point, you just hope for, like, Ryukoku or something, and hope for a better hand next time if you have to. Especially when all of the point changes are based off placement, like on Tenho here. It just doesn't make sense to do that sort of thing. This looks like a Junchan. It looks strongly like a Junchan. Good lord. If I get the 4-pin, I swear to God. Okay, no, that is the right draw. Now we need the 9-pin. Or the 1-mon, sorry. This is a pretty strong hand, honestly. No, not Chanta.
Home.
I hate Chanta. Yeah, absolutely, Kyrol. I'm pretty sure you and I have commentated a round where something like that happened. See, I've never actually played without Open Tanyao. Chanta's just a terrible hand. Like, that's really all there is to it. Junchan is way better. All my friends like Junchan. With only 1-9 left, I'm going to take this here. There's only 1-1 left as well, though. Okay. God, see, even when the hand is that close, you can't even get the Junchan. So really, that's what's wrong with Junchan. If we're being realistic. Really, any outside hand has that problem, though. Then again, some of my Ishan 10 starting hands have had that problem, too. So this seems like a very straightforward Tanyao Dora. Blame the name? I don't know if I can blame names. It's against my moral code. Names didn't do anything. They're given to people. Nope, Scene Turkey, you're catching on. That's exactly what we need in this channel. Of course. I made the conscious decision to discard the White Dragon over the once cut Southwind. And it immediately backfires.
Riichi.
G.
Yeah. Oh, God, what do we do here? I think it's just 2-2 here.
G.
Hmm. Let me discard this. Then we look for outs to be able to push, don't find them, and lose to a pinfill. See, in real life that'd be a pain because everyone always forgets to return it. At least online it does it automatically. Okay, we're not in the south round, so this pair of souths is not great. Especially with another pair in hand. To be fair, though, that's one way that you actually learn to replace it when it does come up. Ooh, that's a good draw. Best draw is probably 8-pin. We'll take 7-pin. I almost said 7-pin, but I didn't believe it. Did not believe in it. Only 2 9s left, unfortunately.
Home.
God, now the 6s start dying. This might not be good.
No.
Oh, might not matter. We're just gonna sit here and watch this game. We're just spectators, really. Hmm. So, where does that leave us? I think it leaves us here. And it looks a little weird, but we have a pair. We have something that we want to pair. So I don't think we need the extra pair. Like, it's fairly, I want to say likely. One of our outs to getting reasonable value this game is with the Chanta. So might as well play that out. Drawing 9 so naturally would be great. Knowing that that was coming also would have been great. Yeah, best draw here is actually 9 so, even though it doesn't progress the hand, I'm pretty sure. I'd accept Dora. Birds, though. Okay, then Dora has been cut. We'll follow suit there. Who's dangerous? Like, I actually can't identify who's dangerous, which is a bit of a problem. If I don't know who's dangerous, I don't know who I'm fighting against, really.
G.
They want to be dangerous. Achievement 355. I respect them that they're dangerous enough. I probably should open for Tempai, though. If I can, of course. Could do that by pulling the west or the 9, discarding the 7. So we'll see if we get the chance to. Would love to chia 3. Got the 6. That's not great. I think we do this. Can still do it, but have to discard the 6. I guess 6 doesn't look bad anymore.
Dom.
Okay. Not gonna find out. We continue spectating this wonderful game of Mahjong. Oh yeah, very much so. Always have to watch out for a Dama at that point.
Dom.
Kind of just instinctually hit that pawn button. Pretty sure it was right though. We do want to go for the Honitsu here. Would love to pair one of these honors. Pretty much the best opportunity to draw here. Haku a bit more than pay. We'll do either. That's not bad. A little bit slow, but I will keep going for the Honitsu here. I would pawn 9 pin, probably. Slightly bad order. I probably should have discarded the 8 before the 7.
Dom.
It's only slightly bad, I think. This could end up being Toy Toy. Right now it is not Toy Toy, but it is Tenpai. And realistically, no one is going to be discarding any Pinzu at this point, right? Don't think anyone's crazy enough, except I guess that was a 2-pin that just came out.
Chi.
Why not do a Dora adjacent discard? Drawing a 6-pin gives us a fun weight. If it wasn't Nakasuji for this player, I probably wouldn't have discarded that, honestly.
Riichi.
I gotta play around it for 1 turn here. That's fine. That's an easy one. God, I'm discarding Dora into this? Into the Riichi and the obvious Honitsu? God. That 7 looks terrible. I'm doing it anyway. And it did pass, somehow. They're on the other side of the Suji. Alright, we survived that hand. We call that a win. Having the dragons here with the Akka double Dora is always good. Need to find something to use this 5 though. Otherwise this hand's like not worth winning. So next discard is the 8-pin. Unless we draw exactly that, I guess.
Dom.
Okay, that helps. Now we discard 5-so into 6-mon. Now we can keep the 5-so and cut to the 6-mon. God, my plans are just wildly waving about nowadays. The good news is if they draw a 4-pin, they're likely to discard it. And here we can solidify another pair. I would like to drop the 5-7 before the Honitsu on my left starts to look dangerous.
Home.
I think now's the time. Okay, and this just turned into door 3. All I need to do now is find a tune, and that's the hard part. We don't really want that one, actually. Ugh. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Okay, we keep the guaranteed safe tile.
Riichi.
In case this sort of thing happens. Oh, wow.
Sumo.
Jeez. Riichi Sumo on a penchant with Adora. Nice hand. With Tuura. Of course. Okay. Not much we could have done there. Don't think there were really any decisions we could have made differently. Not that would have changed the outcome anyway. So this is a potential 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku.
Home.
Problem is the efficiency on that is terrible. Oh, it can always be worse in Turkey. I think we have to play this one for efficiency. If we just wait for the 1, 2, 3 Sanshoku, it's never going to happen. Yep. Committing to the thing I said. Really? This is the direction it's going? Okay. I guess if you want to keep drawing pairs, I'll allow it. I will allow it. Hey, I'm okay with that scene, Turkey. Now the question is, which weight do we take? And I think it has to be this one. Wait, what? I don't get that reference at all, Dudo. Can I take that Riichi? I don't think I can. Because I discard the 5 into the 1, it's a little bit too suspicious to take that Riichi.
Riichi.
Oh, come on.
Long.
If I drop 8-pin, no. If anything, I would wait a couple turns first. Because if you do it immediately, any player that notices it was a Sumogiri Riichi is going to immediately ask himself, why is it a Sumogiri Riichi? What does that indicate? Typically, it's a trap at that point. So if you're going to Riichi after drawing 8-pin there, you have to like Karagiri something. Or wait long enough that the trap isn't obvious. Okay, Dudo. I've never heard that. That is never something I've looked into, to be fair. I see. That sounds like a very interesting subculture. Can I pawn this? I don't think I can. I think I'm too far. No, suffice to say, vaulting is not something I need to worry about anytime soon, hopefully. Well, I kept the right side of it, even if technically it was the wrong side, but with the discards, it made more sense. Yeah, there's a lot of those on Reddit, that I know. So this hand could still end up Tanyao, but I need to find like exactly the Formon. So that's not happening. We can do this instead. Hopefully we find a Force Soul. Of course we draw the Penchant. Of course. This game gives me a headache sometimes. This isn't really 6 blocks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Riichi.
Just 5 block. Only ever 5 block. That's a very brave 5-pin. Yeah, not going to be able to hit Senpai here either. 9 is as safe as it gets. Yeah. Oh yeah, you always cut the 6th. There's no reason to keep the 6th block. I mean, there's some reasons to keep the 6th block, but it's not super common. Alright, we need a hand. We have 4 pairs. One of which is Dora. These hands are crazy. Oh, don't make me lose to a disconnected player again. Does Tenho pay out Manemon? That'd be great. The red means they disconnected. But they did make it back, so it wasn't an intentional disconnect. That very easily could have ruined their hand still. What we do with that information, I have no idea. So it looks like they're playing standard now. It's fine.
Chi.
Dom.
I mean, if we're not winning the hand, that's like the next best thing to happen. We need 2,000 points. Like, really, 1,300 points is enough here. God, this hand is terrible. It's gonna be a tough one. Might end up being another 4th. Thank you, Lazy Problems. Just saw your wishing me good luck here. Yeah, we just need as much speed as possible here. Like, this hand could be a Mungan, but I don't really have any control of how I build it. There's an argument to just discard the Dora here. Now, obviously, getting the Mungan would be ideal. But it's going to be hard to integrate at this point. Yeah, I think we just drop it. We just need any Riichi. Even if it's a bad weight, I'm going to take it here. Okay. I would love to draw the one so here. This 2 is pretty safe against the table. Drawing a 3 so would be completely fine as well. Like, it's very likely someone's Dama here, but I don't have the luxury of doing anything else.
Sumo.
Yep. All right. Another rough start to the night here, but let's keep it going. We're not upset yet, because we have hands like this. This one is actually just a Tanyao, but we like Tanyao here. I would love to connect the 6-pin to something. I should have been more specific. That's my bad. But we can pawn just about anything here. Do we chi that? That's the real question. I think I'd pass on that for now. Hey, Carino, how are you? That's a great draw. We technically take the highest efficiency here. So we hold the 1. But we definitely open if we can. Is that better? I don't think so. We just drop that here. We can't chi that, unfortunately. Would love to draw it naturally in Riichi, but wasn't meant to be. Hopefully, all these 6s coming out encourage people to discard their 5s.
Riichi.
Reach Dora-san. It's not the best weight. There's already 4 of them cut, 1 in the set, so there's 3 left. But it's a Mungan, so you reach your Mungans, and that's exactly why. Now if we get an this Hanemon, if I did my math right. Oh, nice, double Ura. Didn't even need the Ipatsu. We take those. Much better start to the next game here. My sentiments exactly, lazy problems. I I'll keep the outside round for Sanshoku, but I don't think it makes sense to try to force an outside hand entirely here. Similarly, I don't think I need any 4 here. I would chi a 7 pin, I think. I think that's right. Chi 7 pin, discard 2 pin. Or get discard 9 cell. Not sure which one's better.
リーチ
Eh. It's not great. Do we go safety? I think so. I think we discard 2/4. And this does keep the dream alive too for the Junchan. If that 9 comes out, I could chi it. There's no real shape. Oh no, it could be a 7/9 waiting on 8. What am I talking about? I was about to say there's no real shape that discards the 5 pin and waits on Dora, but that's patently false. There is 1 9 left. Yeah, kind of ran out of time there, but I think I found a decent line. It's just this. Gotta play safe here. And actually the right line would have been just 2 pin first. If I'm going to tear apart my hand, I might as well do it on fully safe tiles. 8 mon, 2 pin. Definitely a mistake here. But maybe we can bring it back to Tenpai.
チ
So we can discard the 6 and the 3. How to resolve the Pinzu is the hard part, though.
ポン
So now they're almost certainly not waiting on 9 pin, but it is theoretically possible still.
ポン
ドン
Yeah. Ugh. Okay. That's what you get for being greedy. See, I can't pawn that, unfortunately. So realistically, that's going to be my pair, and our shapes are fixed.
ポン
ポン
Yep. I mean, that's a pretty good draw. Takes his hand from 2,000 to 3,900. It's a pretty decent step up. Hopefully someone has like a pair of 1s and discards a 2. I don't take that because that'd be free 10.
Riichi
There we go.
ドン
Okay, got some of my points back from him. That's the important part. They're a very good player to hit here. Like, it's hard to choose your targets, but if I could have, it would have been them. What am I doing with this hand, though? I mean, playing for efficiency and hoping that something completes itself. Who knows? Maybe we just get Suanko, right? It could happen. Suanko is not dead. That's all I know. Suanko is definitely not dead. Right now we have Ryananko. Is that a thing? Could be. Do I need that 5? It's store adjacent, so I probably should hold on to it. Best draw here is Isol,
Yeet.
for sure. But our focus is not dealing in here. It's a pretty good draw. If we draw 7 pin, we probably fight it. Problem is we need to draw the 7 pin.
つも
Okay. Well, at least we didn't deal in. Oh, and they got the right side too. That's a beautiful hand. Well done. Makes my life a lot harder if I wanted to catch up, but that said, if I'm going to catch up, this is a hand to do it. 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku chance, store at 2 already, Tanyao. This game is wild, honestly. Kind of been all over the place here. Okay, so that's fixing a pair. It pretty much never shifts away from that. So 5, 6, 7 Sanshoku is more likely now. We can start holding back safe tiles. Oh yeah, absolutely, Randy. Okay, so missing the Sanshoku, but Tanpin Dora 2 is a great hand to Dama. And we might actually pass on a couple rolls here too with this position. We would still run Toyman, but I think if it ends the game, we don't take the win. 5, 6, 7 is back on the table. So now if we chi the 5, we can chi 5, 6, 7, confirm the Sanshoku. Be waiting on 2, 5, but the 2s are dying. Since the 2s are dying, that means that I really want the 3, 4, 5 chi. But that's worth fewer points. So let's hedge and take this for now. Tanya Door 2 isn't really what I want. 5, 6, 7, 8 and discard.
ポン
Oh, geez, that's terrible. That just basically kill my hand. There's 1, 5 and 1, 2 left, right? Yeah. Crazy.
Zumo.
Oh, that's a second, I guess. Once again, we come short of first. Probably shouldn't have dealt into that Mangan. I don't know. It's a tough one. We'll just keep going. Play through it, right? Okay. I'm gonna start there. Weird 7, 8, 9 Sanshoku chance. Overall, not a bad hand, though. So if we draw 7 mon, we're cutting 9 mon anyway. So that means we probably should just go ahead and cut 9 mon here. Yeah, we're playing reactively here. Don't really need the 8 mon at this point. onto it doesn't really hurt either. Best draw is 7 so. If we draw 7 so, we can cut the 8 mon pretty comfortably. Yeah, I'll keep the Nagashi Dream alive still. Why not? That's fine.
G.
So if we can starve them of Sozu, that's best case scenario. Toymen on Honitsu. We'll have to be careful of that as the game progresses. Which means this Chun is already pretty dangerous. Probably not a Honitsu actually, now that I'm looking at it closer. It's probably fine.
Boom.
Okay, that's an improvement.
G.
Healing in? No. It's an improvement, but it locks out Tanyao. Which is a little bit sad, but I'm not discarding Adora, though. Now our hand is basically dead. It's going to be really hard to win this one. We'll still try, of course. These 9 Sus don't look like terrible discards, so we could open our hand here on the Pinzu. Yeah, I'm willing to risk it. Trusting my read well enough. Okay, and that's a good draw too. Ishanten. Could make its Tenpai.
Boom.
Ooh, that made it a lot harder.
G.
That is Tenpai.
Boom.
Long.
Now that I didn't expect. That I'll give to him. That looked so much like a Honitsu that I didn't even consider they could be waiting on 7-pin. I think they probably shouldn't have been waiting on 7-pin. I think it's probably wrong to go off the Honitsu there. But it worked. Like, it's 5,200 points still. It's fine. I have to go back and take a look at it. Slight mistake there. Better to cut the 1 than the 9, typically. Well, probably not a mistake, actually, because the 9 was cut already. This could be Honitsu. Gets a lot harder real quick, though. Drawing 4-pin would be best. 4-pin's best draw, 6-so is next best draw. If I draw Hatsu, I probably discard Pei. And vice versa. There's only 4 sets in my Sozo.
Riichi.
Yeah. I guess that means we can cut this. If we draw a 6-so, we can go for the Tanyao by getting another one. There's some upgrades there now, too. I think I'm at the point where I'd open to fight this. That's a great draw. Okay. There's a lot of outs to Tenpai here, and that's one of the best ones. So discard 7, waiting on a very wide wait. Seems good. And that is a 369 Sozu wait. And of course, everything around it gets discarded. Nice. Okay. That's a good hand. We're back. No Ura, unfortunately, but that's fine. Like, my gut instinct is to discard the Dora first, which it's Dora. Why would I ever do that? But for some reason, I really don't like this Dora. Didn't expect to draw 4 after seeing 2 of them discarded like that. That is a great question, Tutel. I talked about it a little bit, I think, last week. I think that Tanyao is incredibly powerful. I think that if Tanyao wasn't in the game, it'd be a very different game, honestly. Like, I won't say it'll be unrecognizable at that point, but it'd be close, honestly. Because basically what Open Tanyao does, especially with Akari, is it lets you use that Dora much more easily, right? The problem is that puts you in a situation where you don't necessarily need to think about the best way to utilize those Dora, to an extent anyway. Such that, what am I trying to say? Such that if you have Dora, it just kind of lets you blindly open your hand. The problem is balance doesn't really fit the question you're asking, I think. Do I open here? I don't think I do. I think I'll keep this shut for now. Because its balance implies that it benefits one player or another, right? Riichi Mahjong is inherently a balanced game because there's so many different play styles that can be supported. Now that said, I think that if we would go back, back when they were first establishing all the rules of Riichi Mahjong, I probably would have been a proponent to not include Open Tanyao. That's my guess. So I think that's maybe kind of what you're asking. Basically, I think I would prefer the game without it, but because the game is as it is, we don't have that choice or anything anymore, then, like, at this point, we've all learned how to play with it, right? So we can't turn back time or anything. We have to play with what we have. I'm definitely not going to advocate banning it or anything. It's way too late for that. But I think I would have preferred what the game would be without Open Tanyao. But still completely playable, to say the least, as a game. I'd really like, for as much as I like, unga bunga, open my hand and like just go for all the door or whatever, I really like the hand building aspect where you're, creating your Yaku and all that stuff. And like to an extent, Riichi, I guess that's what I don't like, is that Tanyao sort of supersedes the need for Riichi sometimes. Even though it's called Riichi Mahjong. I think that's fine. Even though it's called Riichi Mahjong, Riichi is not the primary way you're using Dora a lot of times. It's Open Tanyao supersedes that, which kind of helps the game lose its identity a little bit, which isn't ideal. Like, Like, if you want someone to have this big hand with bunches of Dora and everything, then just have him Riichi. By the way, apparently Cheetoy is sighted. If we draw the 5 pin, specifically, I might switch course, discard the Formon. Definitely if we draw the Akka 5. But if we draw that, we're just gonna silently discard the 7 cell and hope someone deals into something here. Yeah, no problem. Hopefully it was mostly coherent as a description there. But yeah, balanced is not really... If only I could have drawn that before. Balanced isn't really a concept that I think of with Riichi Mahjong. Like, if we're trying to balance the game, then Ryampeigo would not be 3 Han close, nothing open, right? Like, that doesn't make sense.
Dong.
Yeah. Knew it was a risk here, but my hand is good enough. Unfortunate. So how do we play this hand? 5 doesn't really do anything. I don't think I want to pawn just yet. I think we need a little more value out of it, especially since we just dealt into this massive hand. Sure. It's like fairly likely that we end up with the Chun as our pair. But I really want the Sanshoku too. There's only 1 9-mon left, so it's not unlikely that we get the Sanshoku. Assuming we get to a completed shape anyway. If we draw Chun, we can hold that and discard the 6 pin. That's how we get there. I don't think I open for it just yet. And if we do draw the Tenpai, we probably Riichi. Oh, that's a bad Tenpai, though. I'm still going to fight it here. This is ill-advised, but I think it's fine still. Riichi no Mi. Riichi no Mi against the dealer with the tile that you're pretty sure isn't dealing in. It's usually worth it. Oh, of course, we draw the Chun. Couldn't really plan for that one. Very unfortunate we drew the wrong side of the Sanshoku, though. Maybe. Like, maybe we just avoided dealing in, but... Could be waiting on 4-7. Silent end to a Riichi Mahjong game. Most likely silent anyway.
Sumo.
Of course. Yeah, that's not good. Like, really, we're shooting for 3rd here. If we can dig our way out and finish 3rd, that'll be a win in my book. This is 4 pairs. Yeah, we'll take this to a normal hand. I think this is going to be Tanyao. a good draw. Definitely a fan of that one. Now our next discard depends on what the improvement is. If we draw like 2 5-pin, we're discarding one of these two, probably the 4-mon. If we draw that, I think we cut this here. So the pairs in this hand are behaving weird. Best draw is 3 or 6 so. Sorry, not so. Pin. Not pin. Oh my lord. It's been a long day if you couldn't tell. 3 6-mon would be the best draw. Here we do go ahead and cut the 4-mon.
Boom.
We've confirmed the pair of Dora. We just need efficiency now. If we make it to Tenpai here, we'll probably Dama. Just winning this hand would be very important. We have to draw an improvement for that to matter. Someone like reaches discarding the 5 so or something, I'm gonna push, but it won't necessarily feel great.
G. Rom.
Yep. Jeez. Just getting beat up from everywhere right now. This still isn't as bad as some of the previous weeks have been, but not a great night so far as the games go. And that said, we're E-Shanten already. I would have preferred something that isn't this penchant shape, but I don't think there's really... I guess I could have discarded the 9-8. Well, it could walk itself down, though. That's fair. Need to cut the 6-pin at some point here. This hand is never Tanya, unfortunately. Yeah, that's right. I guess I never. It's like theoretically possible.
Riichi.
Especially if we're playing around something. Best draw here is probably 6 so. Huh. That's
Riichi.
actually fine. What am I talking about? It's actually pretty much ideal. Now we just need to finish.
Rom.
Couldn't get the Ipatsu, of course, but we do get some points on the board. Not a ton. We do retain the dealership, and that's part of the important thing there. Is this another E-Shanten hand? What is going on here? Just give me a 3-pin. No. Like 3-pin, easily the best draw here. Not close. I'll take improvements, like drawing an Aka 5-pin. Even take a 5-mon. Like I would just slam the Riichi here at this point. Okay, we do this though. Is this going to be another hand where I just sit here, E-Shanten the whole time? We'll see. It's not unlikely. They call it E-Shanten Hell for a reason. Okay, we'll take the Suji Trap Reach.
Chi.
Technically, it's slightly lower EV, sort of. If you assume you're going to sumo, it's slightly lower EV.
Chi.
But at this point, I think people are somewhat likely to deal into this. We'll see. So this player has at least one of the 3-pin, I think. Player on our right, that is. Hopefully it's only the one.
ズモ
Alright, reach sumo. Come on, Ura something? Okay, we'll take an Ura here. That gets us out of last place for now. And into a pretty clear Tanyao shape. Would love to Chia 5 so. Well, might be trying not to be Tanyao. Despite these quote-unquote improvements, I'd probably still Chia 5 cell. I think I'm just cutting one of these. Is that the right one? I'm not sure. Yeah, these draws have not been ideal. Would pawn 5 mon, probably pawn 2 so. I do really want this hand to be Tanyao. Definitely pawn 5 mon.
Chi.
Pon.
I think we have to do that. Slight misclick. I should have discarded the 1 first. That's what I meant to click, but, you know. And of course we get punished for it. It's not like a huge punish. It's not a great shape, but could matter. Now we need a 7-pin. Need to discard this 4 sooner rather than later. Do it now, I think.
Dong.
Too slow. Oh, that's door 3. Everything goes well, and then that happens. Yeah, just not my night. Game's been a little bit rough. If you're just joining from Twitch, welcome. Can't discard the door, really. As inefficient as it is right now, I think I need to hold on to it for the potential value. Only down 5,700. It's not the end of the world yet. Still have plenty of chances of getting out of last. So weird shape over here.
Pon.
What would it take for this hand to become toy toy? Keeping that 1, drawing the other one. Might have done it. Problem is I can't really discard the 9. Excuse me. The 9 so too easily. Like, when it comes down to it, I might have to. Yeah, I think now's that time too. Okay, it didn't deal in. I am happy with that. What does that do? So we might as well start here, because I was considering discarding the 9-8 anyway. So let's keep the pair. Maybe we draw a bunch of triplets. Like, that is a potential outcome here. If not, we can just discard 9-pin, 9-pin. Ugh. Yeah, I'd like a Forso.
Gong.
There it is. Okay. Yeah. Now we're among gun down. How do we make this hand into a Mungun? I think that starts with a 6-mon draw. Yeah, 6-mon can make this a Mungun. Not easy, but still possible. Yeah, I'd like to draw 3 like that. I think that's one of my potential options. Because the ideal this hand goes around to a 3-4-5 Sanshoku Tanyao hand. Because that's the ideal, I think I'm discarding the 1-2 Penchon. At some point you need to play to your outs, right? That's 4 pairs now. It's not nothing. It's not something I'm keeping. With the Akka 5 gone, we can start by discarding the 5-mon. And I think that's here. Well, another pair though. No, we discarded 1. If we'd kept that other pair, we could make something out of that, but situation has changed.
Boom.
At this point, we just need to hit Tenpai. That's #1 priority. Yes, in Turkey. I do a good number, even if they are going very badly right now. Can't get a first to save my life. No, a lot of times I am around playing for quite a bit here. Yeah. It's gonna be pretty hard to hit Tenpai here.
Gong.
Is the right player dealing in for me to catch up, but 5,700 is still a very awkward number. These dragons don't really do anything. If anything, they kind of hamper the hand. I'm probably discarding them. Just not enough value with the white dragons. It feels really weird to do this sort of thing, to like discard the white dragon and keep, like, from the pair of white dragon and keep the red. But with it being Dora, obviously, there's a reason. Discarding the second one was a bit hasty. Actually, discarding them all might be a mistake anyway. Because if I paired the red dragon, I probably do want to hold on to the white, because then I can pawn it. So that might have been a mistake. But if I'm pairing the red dragon, I'm in a decent spot anyway. Let's go ahead and drop in here.
Gong.
Well, so much for that. Jeez. This has been a tough stream. 3 seconds and 3/4. Ugh. Our rating is back under 1700. Not going great. I need to play some like offline games and see if I can have good luck there, or if it's just over and over. Just bad luck, no matter what. Okay. New game, new me. Not sure the direction that this hand goes. It might just be like 1,000 or 2,000 points. I'll hold that for a second then. I was about to discard the 9 pin. If we draw the 7, the 6 is likely to be our pair. And likely it goes down when we draw things like that, though. 1/7 cut, which encourages the 9/8 discard. Yeah, there it goes. Does this ever turn into Honitsu? We have 4 sets to it right now. We'd have to like draw an honor pair right now. Yeah, 4, 5, 6 on Shoko is tempting though.
Boom.
Now, what's our weakest block here? It's probably this. You could argue it's the 5/6 mon, but by doing this, we have the potential to potentially, no. So we have the potential for a Sanshoku. But here, I think we drop the 3. Okay, then. That's a lot of points. And they get the Baimon. Looks like another game that's going to have a very hard time getting first.
Boom.
What a hand. Okay, so we are fighting for second right now. And maybe a situation comes up where this person deals into things they shouldn't, and we're fighting for something more than that. But right now we're just going after second. This hand at its best is probably door 2.
Boom.
That 1/3 shape looking really silly. Gonna look even sillier when I draw the 2 mon. No, okay. That's 4 pairs. Not the worst thing ever. Like, I want to call it, but just opening up for Tanyao is not where I need to be right now. I think we can drop this here. I take it back. Almost missed that was another pair. We could end up with the Tanyao Dora Chitoy. Does this ever end up as round Peiko? I don't think so. What's that do? So that encourages a standard hand here.
Long.
Doesn't matter. Decent hand. No Dora, though. Not an ideal pair. We'll probably drop this 4-pin next. Next effective tile we draw anyway. Though I guess if we are drawing into a Sanshoku Doko, that might change things. Or maybe it's just Chitoi. So if it's Chitoi, we want to drop this now. I think I'm fine with committing for Chitoi here. The Suji trap on the once cut 9-mon would be very strong. Yeah. Kind of a slow hand right now.
Boom.
Interesting that the East haven't hit the table yet. Never change Chitoi. You know, I think if I could make one change about Riichi Mahjong, it'd be removing Chitoi. Yep, I said it. Chitoi just causes way too much pain for what it is.
Chi.
So 6-mon is safe against Toymen. I don't think it's worth a Riichi here. The 5 might naturally flow out. But I think if we Riichi, it'll never hit.
Kang.
Unfortunately, wrong wind getting turned up. Not much we can do about that, though. Hayate? No. Okay, and there were some 5s over here. That's fine. Very Tanya looking hand here, but no payoff for it.
Boom.
Like, obviously, I like my Tanyas to have, like, Dora 2 or something. But Dora Nashi is not exactly the way to go. It's not the worst draw. Yeah, like we can accept any red 5 here. Not the best draw. Why did I choose the west over the east here? I don't know. I can't articulate why I did that. Yeah, I don't know if there's any reason. Picking up some kind of rearmament here would be best.
봄,
I'd still take a rearmament and discard the 9. The 2 9s, rather. I think that's fine. It's a hand we can open if we want to.
지,
And more importantly, keeps our Riichi Mahjong going. I mean, I joke, but technically we're 2 full rows in for Nagashi. But if we open, we lose it. And if we're going to open, it's going to be on that for sure. That's just the opportunity to shut down the hand. So far, he has drawn 2 wests, I'll have you know.
지,
I don't think this is a Honitsu over here. I think it's just Tanyao.
롬,
But I'm gonna shut it down. Okay. What is this? This is like the sort of thing that could eventually become Sancho Gudoko. I feel like discarding the 1-2 might have been better than discarding the south there.
봄,
Because we're going to discard the 1-2 anyway, right? It's another quick hand without much value. Don't think conning here makes sense way too early. And that's Tenpai.
리치,
Wow. I mean, I've not got much safety here. So we take the blocked 2, I guess. If we draw a 5 pin, we can discard the 4. I say blocked 5 or 2 pin. It's not super blocked. Oh, that 5 looks so bad though. I'm gonna take the Nakatsuji over it.
봄,
I really don't like the look of the 5. No, it passed. Ugh. I feel silly now. Let's discard the 5 here then. Yeah.
리치, 롱,
Okay. That's fine. That is actively positive for our outcome here. Now we have a reasonable second place. Not insurmountable, not by any means. But it's enough that it makes it harder for people to just, you know, overtake our position. Okay. Not bad. Not great. Need to draw like 7 mon. Let's cut 9/8 though, actually. This gives us the chance to switch up to a Tanyao. If we draw like 7 pin right here, it's a lot harder, but yeah. Now if we get the 5 pin, we'll have 2, 3, 4, 4, 5, 6 with a pair of 8s. It'll be a perfect Ishanten for potential pin fill. Even if we draw the 7 pin, discard the 8 pin, maybe? Is it 8 pin?
地
Not sure in that situation. I think we do fight a bit here. I don't want to just not contest this hand. Especially not if they're going to insist on feeding them so-so. Maybe it's not that, though. This player's already noping right out. So if they have a dragon, it's a white dragon. Is Southwind still alive? Yes. No. It's not a Southwind.
Pom.
Could be Sanshoku. I think it's reasonably likely to be Sanshoku. Yep, either Sanshoku or Haku. Final answer.
ロン
That's not what I expected. Again, I'm okay with this outcome, because both of my contenders lost points and I didn't. We'll take that. Slowly building up. This is a pretty decent hand, though. Potential 2, 3, 4 Sanshoku. Well, that might have just gone out the window. But very easily can end on pinfu shapes. Especially with draws like that. Draws have been great. Next discard's probably 9 mon. Ooh. 2, 3, 4 coming back. That's beautiful.
Riichi.
Good lord, hands don't come together any better than that. And that's with no Dora. Ending on a 147 weight? Like, yeah, the 1 is the worst. But there's 2 cut already. So it's not super likely someone's holding on to him.
Sumo.
Oh my lord. Riichi Batsumo Tanyao Pinfu Sanshoku. Ura? No Baimon. I can't get the Baimons. They only get the Baimons. That's okay. I think I'm going to be completely content with them Hanuman there. That's about as good as it gets. Like, that hand was just a work of art, and I was only, like, vaguely involved. That must be what, like, people who program AI feel like. You know, they watch their AI doing something like, you know, I had a hand in that, but really it's all doing it itself. I'm gonna lock the pair of 3s here. And the reason for that is I'm Ishan 10, so if I draw 7 pin, I want to be able to Riichi still. But I'd rather discard the 8, 9 and keep the 5 if I can. But that is Sanshoku chance. So here I think we actually take this. Now even on a 4 pin, we could Riichi. I still think I stay greedy for the extra 5. Okay, Akka 5 so comes out, so we don't need to worry about that one at least.
Pom.
Do we chi a 7 pin? Probably not. Just tanks the value of this hand if I do that. That discard pattern is concerning. 7 mon into 2 mon. Maybe we do have Sachi a 7 pin. I'm just not sure at what point I should be folding against Toyman. I'm going to get rid of the 5. Now's the time to do it. I think I should. Doesn't feel great, but I don't think this is going to be a big hand. Like, yeah, if I spike exactly the 4 or the 7 right now, it's great. But it's not many tiles. There's 8 tiles I can draw to hit Tenpai. I think I would chi at this point.
Chi.
Great timing. Yeah, I think it's just more important to shut down the hand than anything else.
Ron.
Yep, we'll take that. Always feels bad making like a Dama Mangan into an open 2,000 point hand, but I think a situation called for it there. And here it calls for Dora on the first discard. Wild. Once again, we have an Ishanten hand. Let's see if this one converts. I think that's the right play. Because this way, if we draw like a 5, we can still keep it. If we discard like the East, it would be a lot worse. So fewer backfires this way. Why are 2 of the 8s dead, though? That's what I really want to know. Let me go ahead and cut this here. Need to draw Sozu now.
Chi.
Could this ever become Tanyao? I mean, not with draws like that, but in general. If we draw like 6 pin, discard 1 so. It's possible. Of course we draw the 8. Yeah. Okay. That's a pretty good draw. Now our hand shape's a lot clearer.
Boom.
Yeah, and I think we just take this. Riichi.
リーチ
Dong.
It's fine. We lost the 1,000 points to the payment instead of the Riichi stick. Okay. I think we start here. Might have been better to start with 8-pin. This is all last. If I can get a Hanuman, I win. Sumo Mangan doesn't quite do it. That could be the beginning of a Suji trap right there. Don't think it's likely this player would fall for a Suji trap. But every little bit helps. If we draw like 6 mon, we can cut the west. Is that better than the 7? Don't think so. Not with one of the 7s cut, one of the 7s in my hand. Yeah. Okay. I think the extra value is worth it. We're not really worried about dealing into anything. We've seen 2 of the Dora so far. Have to be cognizant, but not worried. I'm worried the 3 pins could be held somewhere though. Like it's odd that 2 of the 4s have come out like that. Here I'll take a little bit of a risk. Because this could improve this hand, getting this Itsu. If that happened, we'd have to look at discarding a 2-pin though, and that's like one of the ways that we could give ourselves a hard time. Again, direct hit Hanuman, right? Like it's not easy. I do pay attention to Tadashi and Sumagiri, not as much as I'd like to. I'm gonna do it.
Boom.
Pon is fine. I can deal with Pon. So I do pay attention to it, especially when it's important. It's not always as important as people make it out to be. Like right here, we really need to monitor this player's progress on their hand. And that's game. So we will take another second. What is going on with this? I'm just allergic to odd numbers right now, I guess. Let's see. I think I've got time for one more. So let's do one more, see if we can get a first on the board here. Yeah, like when it starts with a Sumo Hanuman, like there's nothing you can do there. But yeah, Tadashi and Sumagiri is very hard to remember if you try to do all of it, to say the least, because, you know, it's just a lot of information. A lot of what I do, if you've heard this term before, it's black digital. Last night I was talking about it a bit, and someone likened it to like a black box on an airplane. Like there's an airplane or whatever, really, any black box, where something goes in, something comes out, you don't know what happens in between. So a lot of the inputs in Mahjong end up in that situation. Like I'll make plays that I can't really explain, but that feel correct. Like someone feels dangerous, not sure exactly why. Maybe it's because they're sumo-gearing a lot of tiles. So I notice, but don't necessarily remember every single Tadashi and Sumagiri. A lot of times when I like notice it and talk about it, it's actually like in hindsight. Like I am not watching for it, but I notice, hey, that was Sumogiri. That might mean this. And then I talk about it for a little while or whatever. That's kind of the way that it goes sometimes. Like, especially the couple early discards, it's whatever. Unless you notice something that, like, oh, this player discarded something really weird. Are those Sumogiri? Are those Tadashi? That's where it matters a little bit. It's like, just from discards so far, I think that this is a good player. Like, I can say that right now. Just from the discard pattern, I think makes a lot of sense and is a lot of things that newer players don't really look at too much. Like, holding onto a red dragon instead of a 2-pin is not super common. Something I do a lot. You guys have probably seen me do it quite a bit. But a lot of newer players just don't like the concept of doing that. So that is an awkward Ryanman here. If I draw the 8, so I might just discard the East. Now, if I draw the 8, so it's probably still just 4-5. But the East would keep the Nagashi dream alive. Yeah, which hand was it, Dudo? Okay, I think we take that. I don't think we hedge for value too much. Like, I could keep this Kanchan, but the Kanchan can't be improved. I don't know. It feels a little bit risky to discard the Dora first, but I think Sakigiri is important here too.
G.
Don't.
Yeah, it was. Unfortunate. Yeah, exactly, Dudo. That happens quite a bit. Right, lazy problems? That's exactly my thought. Like, yeah, great, we love this. Oh, wait. No, we're dealing in. That's always a hand that's really hard to know if you should Riichi or not, honestly. The one that's 3,900 on one side, Mangan on the other. Thing is, the non-Mangan side is the one that's more likely to get dealt most of the time. So I usually end up reaching that more often than not. I don't think we want that 9. I want to make this Tanyao. I want to use this Dora. Tanyao's the easiest way to do that. We could just draw 2-pin. Drawing 2-pin would also be completely fine with me. If we draw 2-pin, we discard 2-mon. If we can pull in Dora, we probably do. I don't need more bad Kanchans. One might even say I need fewer bad Kanchans. That would be the ideal. I guess I'll take bad Shabos. I mean, technically this hand could still be Toy Toy. Like, I'll hold it for a second, but if I pull in something, I'm probably discarding the 2-3.
Each.
Ugh, that's unfortunate. As much as I like this hand, I really don't want to deal into Oya here. If I deal in, it creates a very big problem. Notably, it's very hard for me to win the game. That's a big problem, you see, when I'm playing Mahjong. If I could always win every hand, it'd be so much easier. So I think we're playing full defense here. Let someone else deal in. I kind of need to keep options around to break Nagashi right now. Like, that's a very real concern, right? If they have to discard 9 so I can chi it, I think that's the best play I have. Okay, they don't make it to that point, though. Which is good, because I really didn't want to chi it. My only real option of getting Tenpai is with the chi toy. I think the 7's my best shot here. Okay. Well, I did make the correct decision there. Unfortunately, didn't quite do everything I needed it to. No, honestly, my focus for noticing Tadashi and Sumagiri is something I need to work on. Like, I have ADHD, right? If you couldn't tell. But it's a bit of a problem when it comes to really, like, higher level, like, memorizing all the Tadashi and Sumagiri and everything. If I want to improve at, like, discard reading and that sort of thing, that's my next step. But it's so hard. Like, I will remind myself, like, hey, Crow, you need to be reading Tadashi and Sumagiri right now. And I'm like, okay, Crow, let's do this. And I'll do it for, like, 6 discards. And then it just goes away. So I don't actually call myself Crow, but, you know, since you guys do, I figure be the most relatable. Yeah, okay. Fair enough, Dudo. That was a pretty good hand. But alas. God, I don't want to discard this Dora into the dealer. Can I just, like, draw a Forso? That's not bad, actually. We can take that. I would love to open this hand.
Chi.
I'd love even more to just Riichi this hand. So they're playing pretty consistently here. They're cheating out of kanchans and that sort of thing. This seems like a pretty standard type of hand. Which means it could have like a Dora pair.
Chi.
Okay, now they're chaining Ramen, so there's certainly Tenpai here.
Chi.
Wrong.
Oh, I didn't think it'd be that one. Okay. Yeah, it takes a lot of practice, especially with the ADHD. Anything like that does. I'm very good at focusing on the game, but knowing what I need to focus on is a challenge. Like, not knowing is the wrong word. Being able to focus on what I need to. Yeah, just with the 3-5 chi, I didn't expect they'd be waiting on a 4-pin still. Oh well. Not the best draw. Probably be my next couple cuts here. Ideally, I get to pull in something. That's a good draw. I think we do go ahead and take that still. Keep the 7 around. Maybe we improve something and discard like 7-7. Great draw. Pull 6-pin into Tenpai, maybe? I mean, okay.
Chi.
If I must. Pintan Dora Dora. Potential.
Chi.
I think we have to open though.
G.
I don't like doing it, but
Rom.
I think we had to for the speed. Huh? That's 4 pairs. One Dora. This isn't the Toy Toy hand. I have too many pairs. I think I just need to cut one. Like this
Boom.
looks like a pretty reasonable normal hand. I just need to cut through it and actually get to that point. Trim away the inefficient shapes, and whatever's left, we'll play with that. So next is Tuso, then 8mon. Maybe not 8mon. Maybe we just cut 9-9 then. Yeah, okay. We're at a point where the hand is reasonable. We can understand this hand now. We actually want to discard one of these 5-so sooner. Yeah, right here. Okay, this hand actually shaped up very quickly once we got rid of those bad shapes. That's an easy trap to fall into. Like, you have these bad shapes and everything, you're just trying to work with them or trying to make chi toy or whatever. And you just don't get anywhere because you have just these bad shapes that you can't improve.
G.
Yep, we'll take that. A little bit aggressive to make this chi here, but chiing into tempai is always good. Not always. Chiing into tempai feels good here. 3-mon, 3-mon. Does that mean they don't want to push against me?
Boom.
Is that what's going on? Seems that way. They're trying to find some kind of safety in their hand. Yeah, it's... Yeah. You're fine, Dudo. I wasn't going to tell you. You seemed happy just catching up as you were.
Chi.
It's a very strange chi. Started discarding from a 3-5, drew the 4. Discarded 8-so. So they probably have another shape near the 8-so. That's another Dora. So this hand is nearly a Mongun now. Just need to get that 7-pin. And I think they're all over here. I see, Doodle. That makes sense. I was very concerned about that. Either that or you're feigning the delay to make me think you're not a stream sniper. Eight to just pass, which is good. I think all the 7s are over here though. Oof. It's not the worst. It might deal into Toyman.
Go.
Oh wow. Okay, I didn't expect that for some reason. I'm in last place, so I wanted to take the risk, but I wonder if it's worth it. It's only East 3. Maybe I shouldn't have taken that risk. Yeah. I think I did this one myself. Probably a couple too many games. Just Sumo Baimon. That's right.
Home.
Wouldn't be the first Sumo Baimon we saw tonight. Be the first one from me, but you know. I am supposed to be the star of the show from what I'm told. Yeah, no, I realized it was Nakatsuchi. Like, that's why I went ahead and did it. But it's what it is. Sometimes you deal in. Like, I'm pushing a Mangan, right? Like, it's probably worth it. I don't think that's worth it, though. If I open this hand, it loses any chance of value. This feels weird. I don't know why I'm discarding this 9-pin. I guess that's why. Yeah, we're gonna drop this here. Ideally, discard the pair of 8s if I can find something to connect to this 4. So many pairs. It's unfortunate that we can't get the Ipeiko out anymore. But we kind of discarded, and after we discarded the 6-pin, obviously we never could. Which is why I went for it.
Each.
Ugh. My nemesis. It's fine. 8 is still safe, though. That's the important part.
Chi.
There's probably just 8-mon here, right? Don't see a world where it's not.
Dong.
That is probably the best outcome I could have hoped for there. Bring someone down closer to me. Go on from there. This hand, it doesn't do as much as I want it to. Can I force some kind of Sanshoku, maybe? If I'm going to, maybe by discarding something like the 8. Make a shape around the 5, so discard the 2-3-mon, maybe? Well, that changes things a bit. We just have to go for efficiency now, I think. It is only East 4, and like we have time to catch up still. And that does make a pair. So keep the 5 for a second. Because if we draw the Akka, we'd rather keep that. If we draw 6, so we can discard 8, 9. We should discard this 5 on the next honor tile draw. Or just don't worry about it.
Riichi.
Riichi Pinfill is what it is. I think it's the best I was going to get with this hand. Watch me draw like a 6-so here or something. Prove Sakurai right. No, okay. I guess it could have been like any Akka or 6-so or... A lot of things make me regret that there. That would have been the Ipeiko if I waited 2 turns, but I think it's just better to
Each.
hit the Riichi. But it could end much worse.
Sumo.
Okay. Sumo's best case there. And we hit the Ura. Nice. Okay. We're digging out. As one Dora. Usaka's the one you pray to? I see. I feel ya. We do have Dora 2. I'm gonna cut this one too, so... yeah. I would like to integrate the 8-mon. So I'm gonna hold it and try to. That's a great draw, though. Like, if we draw the 2-mon here, I wouldn't be upset. Ooh. Hold on. Could someone please discard an East Wind for me? Pretty please. The question is if I chi the 2-mon or not. I don't think I can. Not at this point, anyway. That's good, though. Okay. Like, this hand is getting a few improvements, but it still needs to hit that Tenpai.
Home.
Could someone please just discard the East? You know you don't need it. I couldn't possibly need it.
Riichi.
Maybe if it's a pair, they'll discard it now. And we take the Riichi because we do still have aspirations of getting out of third as well, if we manage to overtake third.
Sumo.
Okay. Not great, but it's fine. Yeah, it just took a little bit too long to come together, unfortunately. Well, I'll leave that in your hands, Doodoo. I don't hold grudges like that. To be fair, one of the very first things I said in this game was I think that this is a good player, right? So I'm glad that if I'm losing, it's to them. It is 5 pairs. $6,400 would go a long way. Would I have Riichi? Riichi's tough. I'd probably chi any of the Akka right now. True. This is my first game trying to hate Terrence. So need more data. Like, that's the shape, right? This lets me slide out of Chi Toy or just draw the Chi Toy Tenpai. Either one. Or not Chitoi Tenpai, the regular Tenpai. What do you call a non-Chitoi hand? Like, I feel like there should be a word for it. If the hand was worth more, I'd open. I think getting in the last row here. Nochi, I like it, seen turkey. Let's go with it. But it sounds like that's just toy toy with extra steps. No, I need to be opening right now, if I can. That's true, Doodle. If anyone's going to target at the table, it's definitely not them. It's this person right here. Give me a pawn. No? Okay. Give me a Chitoi. Okay. That's not great. Now we're 6,100 down from them. It's quite a big jump when that sort of thing happens. Not great shapes, but we do have 2 Aka, so I can't complain too much, especially when they start to attract other shapes like this one. So we need to draw tiles that improve the hand. Could we do that, please? Like, I don't even know what I want from this hand. It's not that, I can tell you that. So we're discarding the 1-2 first. Like, tiles that would let me open this hand is fine. I count that as an improvement. I guess that counts. I can pawn any of the options here.
Chi.
6,100 is just such a distant number, though. Like, we're pretty much banking on winning 2 hands in a row here. If we open this. I think we have to.
Boom.
The alternative is directly hit them.
Chi.
Tumon.
Kan.
Oh, come on. What is that con?
Chi.
Like, that's just such a bad con. Like, I'm fine with it. It improves my options. Because now I have a Mangan.
Boom.
Oh, don't do it to me. Okay. That would have been a rough one. That's what we needed. Okay, thank you for the con. Terrence, you are a buddy. Now we just need to win before this player does. And that is the kind of hand to do that. Still has a little bit to be desired, but having 2 pairs of Yakuhai can't be bad when you need a fast hand. Unless it never comes out, which, to be fair, that could happen. You don't hate Terrence anymore, Dudo? See, this happened because I didn't hate him. 7,000 points. No, I don't want to be greedy here. If we can draw the 6 and eventually the 7, that'd be fine. I mean, that's A6. Okay, wait, do we Riichi this? Riichi Yakuhai would be it. I mean, I don't hate it. Riichi Yakuhai Sumo would be enough. Seven so is like the greediest thing though. 6 so I can at least hedge a bit.
Home.
Okay. Do we Riichi this? Riichi Yakuhai Dora, 5200. I think we do. There's problems with this, but if I sumo, it's the win. Well, not win, but the second place. If we epots or get the Dora on a Ron, it wins. Like, there's a lot of good outcomes here. If we con into con, we could overtake this person even. We could overtake Terrence. If we get 2 cons and like a billion Dora. Okay, I think he's actually trying to Sashikomi here. Either that or he's just blindly pushing because there's no reason not to right now. Like, this player has to assume that I have enough to overtake, right?
Dom.
Need an Ura? Oh wait, 64. No, I'm just short. So close. I needed the Ura. It was worth a shot. Like, we can't not take that win for sure. And we proved that we're capable of odd placements. So next week, the challenge is going to be to see if we can make one of those placements up first. We'll see. I know it's quite a bit of a challenge, especially if you've been watching for a while. You know it's a very hard thing for me to do. So we are going to call it there for the night, I think. Thank you all so much for joining in. We do this every Friday, about 7 p.m. EST. There will be a couple weeks missed coming up here. I'll announce those on my Discord, and I'll have those on screen for the next stream here, just so everyone's aware. But if you want to join the Discord, feel free to click the link down in the description. If you're on Discord, or not Discord, if you're on Twitch, feel free to DM me because I don't think the link over there works right now. But thank you all so much for joining in. I really do appreciate all the, discussions and everything about all the stupid mistakes I make. So until then, next time, I'll see you guys later. Have a good night.